Hey guys, Dr. Sean here. We're going to talk today about a treatment process that we like to do. One of the things that we do in our practice consistently between our partners and all the things that we like to offer one another. We always focus on chiropractic care, right, and the adjusting, but sometimes it's scary for people. And one of the things that I've done over the years, I've had a long history of chiropractic in my background. I've got over a century of it in my family. So we've learned many, many different styles, and over the years, I've whittled it down to a few that I really, truly like. I like the ones that are pain-free, efficient, and you can do what I call touch and tell. I can touch you, correct something, and you can tell we made a difference. So we're going to go through that today. One of the things I like to do with a new patient, we always come through and assess. Now, there's a little ridge on your skull. You all can feel it behind your ear there. It's a little line, and we roll through that little ridge, and we're looking for tender spots. There are 6 of these. They call them zones. I like to call them like doors. We have 6 doors. Each door holds something special. It's a way for the body to contain certain information. So door number 1, there's door number 2. We're always looking for the one that's the most tender. Now in her case, door number 3 is our winner. You can feel it. She can feel it. It's sore, it's tender. I know my door. This particular door deals with the nervous system. And it's a way of the body telling you that, man, I've been stressed out. I've had something going on in my life. There's some kind of bear that's trying to get me, and my body is forced to compensate and adapt. Well, that's what's happening here. The more doors you have, the longer you've been dealing with something, the longer you've been compensating. If you're acute, you're only going to have 1. But man, if you've been battling something for a while, you may have 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 different doors that are locked. Now we have to open them. So here's a special way we do this. I like to take the patient and lay her flat on her back. I'm going to go through and run some very simple orthopedic tests. I start out, can I borrow both arms? Just checking arm length and seeing what's going on there. It's kind of giving me an idea of what's happening with the digestive system and blood sugar. I then like to look at the rib cage and see if there's a torque or a turn. In her case, she's got one. So we know the cage is a little tipped. When I see that, I immediately start thinking about heartburn, reflux, gastritis, gas, bloating. Something's wrong with the digestive system. I then drop down to the hips. Hers are level. There's no rotation. I then like to do internal rotation and external rotation, assessing femur head function. Go ahead and roll your tummy. The next one I'll do then, and I'll stay at the bottom of the table and I kind of work my way up. I'm doing orthopedic tests. Knee flexion is a big one. Hers are good, but boy, if I saw that where it wouldn't go any further, now I know, ooh, something's wrong with what's called dural torque. We check heel tension, looking for another version of that torque. Then we climb to the top of the tree and we're going to assess, is the head level or not? In her case, we won't tell her this, but she's level-headed. So we look at that and we say, okay, her head's not screwed on too tight, everything looks pretty good. Now I'm ready to adjust. I've gone through my orthopedics, I've assessed the body. I know the door that I'm looking for is number 3. I like to kind of let her know that we're looking at number 3 again. She can feel it. Now I got to figure out how to open this door. It's a key code or a lock. There's 4 numbers that go in. We got to find them. They're very specific for each door. Here's the very first one. Here's the second one. The third one on her will be right here, and then the 4th one's going to be right here. Now, of those 4 doors, I would assume the one that got the out of her is door number 1. Now we know how to open this. We know the combination, we know the lock. I'm going to use a tool called an activator. I found over the years in practice, my grandfather liked to toggle. And toggling was great, it worked well, but the problem with it is it's hard to do, it's not easy, and an activator is very user friendly. So we're going to start with an activator. And we're focusing on this very first piece, just a little click. It's not a hard adjustment, and it's not designed to move bone. We're not trying to. We're sending a signal into the nerve at that level because we know the nerve at that level is telling the brain, hey, my nervous system's involved, it's a little irritated, I got some problems going on, I need to calm down, and it really affects her senses. We then drop down to the bottom of the tree, and we look here for the next piece in the lock. This is the low back and the lumbars. It calms that muscle tissue down. It tends to take stress off that piece of the nervous system. In this case, it helps with digestion. It helps the body to eliminate better. It helps the body to calm and relax and sleep better. We then drop it in the middle here, this next piece we found. And we're going to put a little pressure there and release that zone through the mid-back area. Again, it calms the tissue directly where you're stimulating, but it affects what we call the generative organs, how the body builds energy. The last one we're going to do is up here between the shoulder blades. We focus here. Now this guy up in here, as we stimulate that, We're relaxing that muscle tissue between the shoulder blades, and in this case, we're stimulating proper digestion. It helps the chest muscles. It helps calm the mood and make her more tranquil. I then like to do a cranial sacral rock. I'll roll through here and loosen up all the segments that we did and go all the way to the top. Now when we're done, we just reassess. It's really quite simple. 1, 2, 3. The door's better. Now if I had something that I had to put a little more force to, I could use a different tool. I could do it by hand, very gently at these levels. And what you'll find is when you do it this way, starting with this method first, finishing with this method second, there isn't any hard, painful thrust. There's no discomfort. It's quick, it's fast, and remember touch and tell? We go back here, I don't feel it. How do you feel?
Good. No, I don't feel it at all.
That's how it works, guys. It's instant results, instant success, and you can tell immediately. And that is how 100 years of chiropractic was meant to work.